Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Refilo Mabaya, and yes, it's been a while. There's a lot going on. You will find out later on at some point what has been happening.
Welcome to my mind, where all the conversations and experiences are housed.
But also there's something else that's making me not just, I'm never productive. So you'll know about that later on. But there is one question that has been the most asked. I don't know how to put it, but you've been asking one particular question in the comments, especially in the last video. And that question relates to money. It relates to payment. It relates to salary advice. Okay. So I don't know how to do this, because I wanted to do it in a way that is like very factual and everything like that. But because I can't just like go and ask certain people how much they get paid, it's going to feel some type of way. So I'm just going to do it according to my experience and what we know in general. Okay, I would have loved to be more specific, but I'm just going to do it in general. Okay, so in my opinion, audiology pays, but it doesn't pay as it should. I watch other YouTubers who talk about their careers and stuff like that, and there's this one YouTuber who's a what? Is it a software engineer or something? But she's in tech, and when she talks about how she has moved through salaries and stuff like that, I'm like, girl, it's so nice to be you. So I love that we're going to have more audiologists through this channel, but if you have other skills in tech, please use them, because tech pays, my loves. Tech is where the money is. I don't know, like I would have loved to be biased in this channel, but me being me, like I like saying things as they are. Audiologists, with the amount of work that they do, especially in public government, we don't get paid as we're supposed to. Okay, but so there's different ways that I can explain this, right? So you graduate, everything is fine, you apply for community service, you are obliged to do that, otherwise you can't practice as an independent practitioner. So you are required to do that, and then you apply in different places. You can be taken in a clinic, you can be taken in a hospital, you can be taken in a tertiary hospital. Like, hospitals have different levels, like they have different levels, and then you can be taken there, and there's different conditions with being placed in a certain place. I think some of you have watched videos of community service nurses, community service doctors or intern doctors and all of that, and they will tell you that they get placed in a certain place, right? And it comes with its benefits or not its benefits, you see. So being placed in a rural area is good for you financially, because you will get a rural allowance. Okay, so that's one thing. So if you are a money person and you do not care if you are far away from home, if you are far away from town, if you have to plan it out in order for you to go to town because you're in a rural area, if you are fine with collecting the water with the bucket sometimes, then you can just go to the rurals and be there, and they do want allied health professionals in rural areas. So you will definitely get a spot if you say my first choice is in the rural area. You will probably most definitely get it. Okay, so rural area, there's a rural allowance, so it adds up, okay, to your salary, and you are in community service, so you are on a contract, if we can say, because it's from a certain period to a certain period, right? And then you qualify afterwards. So you do not pay, they do not deduct things like pension funds and, medical aids, all of those other things, unless you take one, but they do not deduct it, right? So you do not have any deductions per se. And in university, they like to tell us that you are going to earn more in ComServe than you will in permanent, because they do not deduct anything, right? And I don't know if they do it in all of the hospitals or something like that. And in government, you have a bonus, but in a ComServe situation, I don't know if they do it for interns, because their contracts are very long. They are longer than ComServe. But for ComServe, where it's like it's a year, you don't get a bonus on your birthday or on a certain day or something. They split your bonus throughout the months that you are there. Okay, so when you get paid extra with the bonus as well. So imagine you are getting paid your salary, you are getting paid the bonus, and then you are getting paid a rural allowance in certain places. That's a lot, okay, but that's how it is structured. Okay, so I do not even have an estimate of what I can say a rural allowance is. That's why I said I would have liked to ask other people, but when it comes to money and finances, people won't tell you exact amounts. Even estimates, we don't know if it's the same for every province or things like that. Okay, so we don't know. Wherever there is money related, provinces sometimes also differ with how they pay and all of that. I doubt there is a standard for everyone. Okay, so with ComServe, my ballpark, so where I am is it's not a city. So if you're in Gauteng and you go to Chris Hani Baragwana Hospital, let's say, that's like a city hospital, and it's an academic hospital, I think. Yeah, it's an academic hospital, so it's more higher up. I don't know if they earn differently or not, but it's a higher hospital. They probably don't get rural allowance there. And mine is a hospital that's in a metropolitan area, if I can say that. It's how can I say it? It's within a town. It's within townships. So the hospital where if you go to a clinic and then they transfer you to it, that's the hospital. It's a regional hospital. Yes, it's a regional hospital. So that's where I'm at. I'm at a regional hospital. Okay. So what I get paid is, I will give you a ballpark because sometimes it differs in months. Not that it differs because it's supposed to differ, but because sometimes you take unpaid leave for something if something happens, yeah. But I will give you like a beginning and end, and then in between, that's what I get paid. So I get paid around 22k and 25k, so around there. 22K, 25K, that's where I get paid around. So I don't have a rural allowance because I'm not in the rural. It's a regional hospital, not in the rurals. So I don't get paid a rural allowance, but it's my salary, and then it's the bonus benefit thing that they split. It's that, and then you take out tax, of course, because you have to pay tax. Who doesn't pay tax? Yes, you don't get other deductions, but you have to pay tax. So I get taxed as well. But after the tax, I'm left with the 22 to 25K region that I'm talking about. Okay, so that is in just community service. So with rural allowance, it can be more. So it can probably be from 22 to probably 30, I think. I'm not sure. So it can probably be around that scope. And then with permanent, you earn a little bit lesser because, of course, you have more deduction. So after deduction, you probably have like 22K, probably. I'm just guessing. I don't know how much they earn actually. And they probably also differ according to where they are working. If it's a clinic, if it's a hospital, if it's a academic hospital, I'm sure they earn differently as well in those spheres. Okay. And then you can go up in grades, because that's what government is like. You are a level 1 earner, or whatever that they call it, grade 1, level 1, all of those things. And then you have to have experience for like 5 years or something, and then apply to go to a higher level or something like that. I hate that to the core, because the lady that I was telling you about, who's in tech, was saying that at some point she was working so well, and her work was good, and the employers were very happy, and then they decided to give her a money raise. And I'm like, with us, it doesn't matter. With tech, it's like you have this number of projects, and then if you work well in all of them and the clients are happy, and you can get remunerated for that. In government, they don't care. You saw too many patients this month, they don't care. It's your job to see patients. How much you see, they do not care. Yes, they have their own targets of saying each department is supposed to see this much and this much, but if you go above that, do they care? No, they don't care. If you go below that, do they care? Very much they care, but they don't care in your salary per se. They won't take it out of your salary. So your salary is just your salary. You having the hopes of it going up, it's when you have more experience in the field and you apply for another bigger position, or you apply for an upper grade or something, you move to an upper grade or something like that. And I hate that because for where I work, we are the most competitive department, and we see so many patients. And I think if it was working on the tech system, I would be a baller. Okay, not a baller, but I would get the money that I'm worth, okay? Because with the amount of people that we see, with the amount of work that we do compared to other departments in the same hospital, so I would have been promoted a very long time ago. I would have gotten a raise a very long time ago. But that's why I hate government. I hate government in that point that it doesn't matter how much you work. You have to be selflessly there. And some of us are selfless, but we need money as well. Like, we are also money motivated. It would be nice if there was an extra something nyana every month, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to go back to work again. So it would be nice for that to happen, but it doesn't happen. So yeah, your amount is fixed to whatever it is fixed, and that is it. So that's about it. There's nothing more that I can actually share. So whether you can afford or you can't afford. It depends on your expenses and all of that. I feel like for someone who is living alone, who does not have kids, does not have the responsibility of looking after a lot of people, they can do well with that. And you just maybe taking care of your parents at home. Like you can do a lot with it. But for a person like me who has a husband, who has a child, who needs to pay school fees, who needs to pay for rent and all of those things, I need more on the side. So that's what it is, and that's where we are. But we are doing this to get the independent practitioner certificate, and then after that we'll see where our fate takes us. The goals that we have, the dreams that we have, we'll see how they go, right? Because it sounds nice to say 22 to 25k, but once you start paying for things, it's not exciting anymore. But not to discourage you. that's just that's adulting. It's adulting. Adulting is just that. You pay for things, it hurts, and then you do it again next month. So position yourself in a very good and nice way. So if you have other skills on the side, do them, pursue them. You'll find a balance somewhere, but just do them. Okay, so that's the answers that I had for you for today. So I will see you in another video, and thank you very much for those who come back to the other videos that I did and still check a few things. And I know other people have also tried to apply and have also applied. I hope it is going well for you. I can't wait to see people saying, oh, I'm in first year in this university doing this and that. And probably at some point, because I'm thinking, people like tutorials of things, and not just like tutorials of like how to do something, but I'm saying like the academic tutorial things. Maybe if there is a topic that you are currently doing in your module, you can probably ask, and then I can do a young Nyana session on it, because I feel like, yes, they explain it in the classroom, you read it in the book and you try to make sense of it yourself, but when it's explained from someone else, it may sound a little bit better. So if there's anything like that you would like me to do, I will definitely do it, because there are certain topics in audiology that they need a different perspective. Okay, and we'll see each other in the next video. I hope to be more consistent, and we are going to TikTok as well. So in there, I'll be talking about very small, simple things. It won't be as long, but it will be very beneficial if you are going into audiology and just as a normal human being at home. Okay, I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.